In this age, philanthropists aren't confined to the one continent. Amongst the new group of givers is Hong Kong businessman Li Ka-shing, who's pledged to donate 1/3 of his fortune. Mexico's richest, telecom entrepreneur Carlos Slim, says being socially responsible is fundamental to doing business.
And he certainly made big promises to start giving money away. You've got a lot of the Indian billionaires from the high-tech industry, like Azim Premji, are really getting into philanthropy. And then also we're seeing African philanthropy, African billionaire philanthropy from Mo Ibrahim, who made his money on mobile phones. So it's really spreading to those emerging markets as well, both the wealth and the giving.
Bishop and Green say what's unique about today's philanthropists is their approach to the art of giving.
The philanthrocapitalist, has the ability to mobilise money and connections in a way that's much more risk-taking and long-term than any other source of money in society. So we're saying this is a new way. It's a way based on partnerships, but to work effectively, those partnerships need to have each of the players understanding what their strengths and weaknesses are, and we design the partnerships so that they actually play to their strengths.
Warren Buffett is a case in point. The businessman's approach to philanthropy mirrors the way he tackles investments. Rather than managing his aid effort himself, he chose, in his mind, the best person for the job.
Please welcome Bill Gates.
But Buffett and Gates are by no means alone.
Hi, I'm Sergey.
And I'm Larry.
In order to distribute part of their massive fortune, Google guys Larry Page and Sergey Brin have set up a side organisation, google.org, to tackle poverty, disease and global warming. Page and Brin are college dropouts who, like Gates, became billionaires in their 30s.
I'd like to see everyone have that kinds of opportunities that I had. And, we were very poor.
While the money their organisation has given pales in comparison, what's remarkable is the young philanthropists acted so early in their company's lifetime. Microsoft had been around for 25 years before Gates established his foundation. The Google guys, however, are still in their 30s and have decades ahead to decide what life-saving projects they wish to fund.
But I think we could see really cheap, clean energy in the not-too-distant future.
It's not a question of if, it's a question of when.
Increasingly, the leaders of capitalism understand that capitalism isn't just about short-term greed, that giving back is an integral part of successful capitalism. Because if business and the winners in capitalism don't sustain and nurture the physical and social environment in which they live, that system becomes unsustainable.
I like to call this idea creative capitalism, an approach where governments, businesses, and nonprofits work together to stretch the reach of market forces so that more people can make a profit or gain recognition doing work that eases the world's inequities.
Many who made their fortunes building computers and developing software see green technology as the key to a sustainable future, both for their business and for the planet. It's a proven moneymaker for China's billionaires. Wang Chuanfu became the country's richest by manufacturing electric cars. Second-ranked Zhang Yin controls a paper recycling company, while the country's youngest billionaire, Xiao Fengpeng, works with solar panels. There are plenty of eco-warriors amongst Silicon Valley. Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen turned his mind to alternative fuels. Venture capitalist John Durst spent hundreds of millions on various clean energies. And eBay's first president, Jeff Skoll, directs his wealth to influencing eco-culture. But developing green alternatives isn't limited to tech heads. Virgin boss Richard Branson's contributed hundreds of millions of dollars to the search for renewables. So has hedge fund manager George Soros and venture capitalist Vinod Khosla.
I think there's opportunities to invest in this new paradigm that are great investment opportunities. So we hope to make a great rate of return in addition to doing good for the climate.
While the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is known for its humanitarian work, it turns out Bill Gates has been applying his legendary problem-solving skills to the environment. Earlier this year, the billionaire revealed he was searching for energy miracles to dramatically reduce global CO2 emissions to zero. But in case such breakthroughs aren't achieved in time to stop global warming, he's also looking to more radical options, like geoengineering. An online journal revealed Gates has already directed at least $4.5 million from his personal bank account for various geoengineering research projects. There's no doubt the reach of today's 1,000 or so billionaires is extraordinary. With a combined worth of $3.6 trillion, they've got more money to spend on aid and social policies than many countries. But is there a downside to this? These new global lifeguards haven't been elected to their positions of power. So just who do they represent? And to whom are they accountable? Last year, a number of the world's richest met in secret in New York. The group have given away $70 billion in the past 12 years and say they met in light of the economic crisis and talked about problems plaguing the globe. But as rumours circulated that overpopulation was raised as a concern, a backlash came from certain quarters.
The meeting was billed as a meeting of philanthropists wanting to do good. But one can put lipstick and pearls on a pig, and it'll still be a pig. In the final analysis, there's only one way to cap a population, by deciding who's permitted to live and who, for the good of all, must die.
I think the reason they met was a very positive reason, and I wish they'd at least had a press conference at the end where they'd allowed journalists to actually ask questions and to create more of that public debate that we think is so essential if philanthrocapitalism is to achieve its potential.
It's not at all easy, in many ways more difficult, to give money away in a way that does good than it is to make money. Because when you make money, you have a simple criterion, the bottom line. When you give money away, you want to benefit society, and then you affect different segments of society differently, and you can't really add it up. Very difficult to judge what it is that improves the world.
In order to maximise the benefits of philanthropy, to make it effective and accountable, what's needed, say Bishop and Green, is a public debate to determine what responsibilities the biggest winners in capitalism have.
We should have an expectation that substantial giving is part of the vocation of a billionaire. And then talking about how they spend their money, having a real public debate about what does work. Because I think there is a risk that the great strength that philanthropists have is their independence of action. But there is a risk, there is a danger that people can keep pushing on with ideas that aren't working.
I think in future we need to judge the rich by how they act and whether they are good participants, good citizens, rather than whether they're rich or not.
When it's talk of eradicating disease, ending poverty and curbing climate change, it shouldn't be hard to win public support. That is, so long as everyone knows exactly what they're saying yes to.